The conceit of writing recollections may be forgiven only if the author has accomplished something memorable himself, or has witnessed episodes of enduring importance. I invoke the latter excuse. At some critical moments during the administration of President Franklin D. Roosevelt, I occupied posts that afforded opportunities to observe, if not to influence, events and the words and deeds of those by whom they were enacted. Men differ, as they well may, about whether these measures were for better or worse in shaping our nation's destiny. But no one can deny that the decisions of his administration were and are crucial in our history, and, hence, that the future will want to learn all that it can about them. Not long ago I was sharply reminded that if I am ever to tell what I saw of the story of these times, I must be about it. In defending, before the Supreme Court, President Truman's seizure of the steel plants, the Solicitor General cited President Roosevelt's 1941 seizure of the North American aviation plant in California and my justification of it as Attorney General. Turning to the record, it was a shock to realize that of those who participated in the conference at which that decision was made, I am the only survivor. That hinted to me that time does not wait upon our convenience. I do not consciously write as an advocate to establish or defend Roosevelt's place in history, for the prevailing standards of historical judgment would apply to his works the philosophy of judgment by results. If, in the long test of time, it is found that Roosevelt's policies turned out well, he will be commended. If they turn out ill, he will be condemned. Hence, judgment of his public service must await some indefinite test period, and is no task for contemporaries or collaborators. This utilitarian standard of historical judgment, that time and results are the test of greatness, seems to have been best expounded by Machiavelli. Indeed, as Lord Acton pointed out, 3 centuries have borne enduring witness to his political veracity. Acton proves his point by quoting, among many, such better-known authorities as Mr. Leslie Stephen, who lays down the philosophy of history according to Carlyle. That only succeeds which is based on divine truth, and permanent success therefore proves the right. More recent schools of politics seem even more devoted to the ideas that, in public affairs, success makes political policies right, that morality is irrelevant to political policy, and that there is no standard independent of results by which to pronounce judgment upon the acts of a public man. While I do not belittle the advantage of perspective, and while I grant that results may be the best or only test of the wisdom or expediency of a policy, I must disagree that the moral worthiness of a policy or the mental intent of a politician is wholly irrelevant in judging the rightness or wrongness of a political course of action. The focus on results is merely a retrospective or ex post facto application of the fond doctrine that the end justifies the means. This focus on outcome is a false standard of value for the makers of history. Preoccupation with outcome also may distract their attention from whether it is right and ought to succeed, and in my view, the history makers' prognostications of a policy's ultimate results are even less reliable than are their simpler judgments of right and wrong.